All right, guys, I think that I am closing out my little walk down political conversations. I hope so. This is just really not my field, and if you've watched the last several videos, I'm sure you can probably tell it's just not my comfort zone. It's not where I like to be, and I only got into it because I just felt really led that there was a couple of conversations that just needed to be had, starting with, the SAVE Act and all the just blatant bull that was being talked about surrounding that, and then leading through the last conversation about how everybody, or not bad generalization, but about how people want to talk about religion shouldn't influence government, and church and state should be completely separated, and that's not how it was set up. It was set up more as a one-way valve so that the government cannot impede the church, and how the claim that the United States government was not built on Christian values, which is blatantly false. And yet, you look at the comments in the videos, and people still just have their head in the sand. I did all the legwork for you, and you ignore the history. You ignore the literal documentation that was written down for us to study and look back on, and still hold to denial. Whatever. Don't care. It's out there. I did the work for you. Ignore it if you want. What I want to leave you with as I walk away is this. And I'm challenging the Christians watching this. I'm challenging those of faith, although I'm sure I'll get comments from the non-Christian side, and that's fine. I welcome comments from everybody. Long as you keep it clean and respect each other, then I'm not going to do anything about them. Start using profanity or disrespecting people, you're going to get your comments taken down. You're going to get blocked. It's not personal. It's just, this is going to remain a place where families can look into. So I'm not going to have that kind of junk in here. There's your disclaimer. But this is a specific challenge to the Christians to respond. What would it look like if someone came out for an election, for the next election, for the biggest election, for the presidential candidacy, who legitimately and honestly, their purpose was to put Jesus in the White House? No party affiliations, no donkeys, no elephants, no blue, no red, no super PACs, no special interest groups, no big money from whatever. Just my goal is to take Jesus to the highest seat in the land and to handle our country as I believe Jesus would. What would that look like? What do you think those 4 years or possibly 8 years would look like for the country for that man or woman to love God with all their heart, soul, and mind, and love their neighbor as themselves? Or even better, to love the people even as Jesus loved me. John 13:34. What do you think? How does that play out? And, putting aside the ideas that people have that shouldn't happen, because that's not valid. There's nothing that says that a man or woman could not take the office and treat it exactly that way. And honestly, would that kind of Christian morality be the best thing in that office, even for non-Christians? So I'm going to stop, because otherwise I'm going to start telling you what I think would happen, and I don't want to do that. I want to leave it open and see what you think would happen in that case. Specifically, again, I'm challenging the Christians. Comment. Let's talk about this. But to the non-Christian contingent, yeah, what do you think would happen? How do you think that would play out? Honestly, not what do your biases say would happen, but what do you honestly think would happen if someone like that were to take the highest office in the land? Beyond that, hey, follow, share. Let's get this out there, especially this one. Take it wide. Let's see what other people think. I would really love for this conversation to blow up and see what people think it would look like. Will it ever happen? Probably not. I mean, let's face it. Now, could God make it happen? Absolutely. Because, again, like I said in the last video, all authority is ordained by God. But short of a miraculous move by God, will the two parties ever let that happen? Not in this country. So, short of a miraculous move of God, no. It's not in the cards. But still, what would it look like? All right, I said I was going to shut up, then I kept talking, so I'm done. I'm shutting up. I'm putting it in your hands. What do you think? Talk to me. And then I'm out unless God tells me otherwise. But I plan on this being it. I'm going to move on to something else. We'll see you guys next time.